Call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but there's things going on that make me mad to the core. I gotta work like...
Alright, what up all you crazy sons of bitches? Alright, yeah, I just turned towards the sun. We'll turn it this way, that way you can see my ugly mug. Okay, we're out here. Chunky's doing something in the back of Brittany right now. And I got... Oh, whatever. I'm not going to be nice to her. Okay, I got to go show you guys this because I make fun of him all the time. And you're going to think it's real dirty and kind of sexual. But okay, his bravada's name is Brittany. And Brittany has a hole in her ass. Any of you who live out east or live in the Midwest, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So let me turn this around. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so... any of you who live back east, you know what this is. Well, I call this Brittany's ass. And Brittany's got a hole in her ass. And I like to finger her ass. Or, in this case, fist it. There's extension cords there. So, Brittany has a big hole. So, the last time I shut it, as you can tell, there's a lot of loose rust and everything that falls off of this. So, last time I shut it, she lost a few more pieces of rust. So he is telling me, Chunky is telling me that I'm making her ass bigger. When in fact, it's the Midwest and the out there that made her ass bigger. So she got a big hole in her ass. She's got a big hole in her anus. At least that's what I call it. So yeah, that's my way of thinking of it. But that's what the Midwest does to you. Unlike the West Coast, that there's no rust on that bitch right there. She's sexy. Okay, let's get back to business. Okay, so I had talked about, I bought a Macerater pump, and you did that on purpose. Okay, he did it on purpose. So I told you I'd bought a Macerater pump and I bought a water pump. Well, we're going to have to rewire them. The old guy we got them from, no offense to him, he's a wonderful guy, his wife, a wonderful lady, loved them to death. They're getting out of it. So we bought the Macerater pump and the tank and the hose for $75. And I'm going to turn around. He just brought the hose to us this morning, which I was grateful because we thought we were going to have to buy one. Here's the problem. He wired them up wrong, or he wired them up really ass backwards. We couldn't get the pump to work. Well, in a minute I'll show you why, but let me show you what he brought to us, and I'm going to show you everything I got with this. So let me turn the camera around again. So here's one of the solar lights, of course. This is the big 55-gallon drum that the poop goes into after you maciate it. There's the hose he just dropped off today, so that is actually a poop hose, not a garden hose. Do not drink out of this hose or you will be sick. Very sick. So we're going to walk over here, and yes, things are still not put up the way they need to be, and it's a mess. Here on the table, we got the Macerater pump here. That's what this is. Just the wiring to it, and as you can tell, this needs to be redone. This needs to be rewired in. And also, the pump needs to be rewired also, because this is the on-off switch for it. And it needs to have the other wire connected to it so we can hook it up so it will run. And so I'm trying to figure, oh, never mind. So we've got to hook that up. Here's where we ran into the problem. Here's the water pump we got. It's a $150 pump. We picked it up for $40. So he ran the hot and black, and they ran it into two black wires, which ran into the connecting wires, which are red and black, which ran into these connecting wires. There's another set of these that are in the bed of the truck. And what happened is, with this being black, the other one was black also, and he wired them backwards. So when you hooked it up, it was ass backwards. So you had to hook the positive to the negative and the negative to the positive, and we didn't know that because he had hooked them up ass backwards. So here's what we're going to do. We got an extension cord. Unfortunately, we paid $9.49 for it, but it's going to be worth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this extension cord with these two ends. I'm going to cut these in half, and we're going to use them. We're going to put a new end on this, a new end on that, and then we're going to put the two ends on here. So that way I can run this from the front of the truck to the back of the truck, and I can use this directly for both pumps. That way I ain't got to change out wires. So that's what we're going to sit down and do. So you guys are more than welcome to stay tuned and watch. And I got my film director. You going to film for me? Okay.
How'd you think about it?
That wasn't too that wasn't like, yeah, I'll do it. That was like, if I have to. Don't you get those clips near me. All right, you ready to tape? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna start. Are you recording? Okay. Just gonna start over. Cut all this shit off. That way I ain't gotta deal with all this junky shit anymore. And we're just gonna redo it from, oh, that's not good. You see that? No red one? I may end up having to take the bottom of this off and check that out. Well, that's always going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to chop these off here. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that. We're going to be dealing with these. Maybe. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull these, go about halfway. Okay, take this out. Now, what I normally like to do with these is I like to leave a little bit in case you need a new end. Cut that one to there. So that way, in case you have an extension cord that takes a shit and you need extra, and I don't throw these away. These can always be used. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna electrocute our tongue. So. I need your knife. So what we're going to do... Ready? Alright. He had to get the camera mount. So anyway, what we have here is 3 wires. All I'm going to use is the red, the white, and the black, and we are going to do away with the green. The reason is because we don't need it. All we're doing is using 2 wires. So that's not going to be plugged in at all. So all we're going to do is cut these. We're going to use the white wire as the red. We're going to hook this up to this. And then, actually, we're going to hook this up to this. We're going to hook one of these up to here. So that way you have a connection. That way you can pull it apart. And we're going to put one of these on here. So that way you can use the same cord using both pumps.
You're on. Go ahead.
Okay, so... on the last piece, push that in.
You want to show them working too?
Yep, we're gonna plug them in real quick and show. We're gonna pop the hood on the on Betty, and we'll plug them in real quick and make sure they work. Okay, that should be it. Now what I'll do is plug them in and see if they work. Okay, connection, sir. Connect positive to positive. Negative to negative. Now, let's bring camera over here. Works. Please don't let there be any poop in here.
Don't breathe.
And the Macerater pump works. So,
I've been messed up. You cut it aimed over here. Not cool.
it's empty. So, now you see, it's worked up. This is fixed. This cord will fit into both of these ends. And now all we have to do is connect it to the truck. And then I can run this to the back of the tailgate of the truck where that blue tank will be sitting, or a water tank will be sitting, and we can pump the water out and everything will be that much easier and we don't have nothing to do. And like I said, paid $40 for this with the blue hose that goes with it, which I do not know where the blue hose is at this time.
Over there.
And we paid $75 for this, plus the blue tank, to the blue tank and the brown poop hose that it pumps it in, and you just pump it in the tank and then you let it out. So it's done. So, all right, I'm back again. That's not the end of the video. If you notice in there, I ran into a problem with the red wire being split. Well, I also ran into the black wire due to that connector that goes into the side of that box. It actually cut the wire. So I'm going to put that right now, and I'm going to have to edit the hell out of it because it's like 30 minutes long. So I have to edit it down and put in the pieces that are most important, especially where the wire is cracked, and it came from the factory like that. You have to be careful of that stuff because some of those crimps they put on there, they actually break the wire, and that's not cool. So y'all want to make sure that you're always safe about everything, and if the pump works for a couple days and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, it's probably the wiring, and it's probably those little bushings that they put in there to keep the wire from hitting the metal. So you want to keep an eye on that. And that's the problem I ran into on the water pump. So I had to take the back off. You'll see how I fixed it. So hope you guys enjoy. So I push that back all the way through. Dear God, I think it's like rotted bad. Wow, I crimped both of them really bad, dude. You see that?
Hold on.
This one's crimped almost in half. Do you see that?
I'm trying to get it to focus. It won't focus.
It just crimped that wire almost in half. And no, that is not from me.
That's
Cut.
the water pump.
So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to cut that and I'm gonna have to cut it and redo it because that is just not acceptable. You're cute.
It worked earlier.
Oh, now I got hiccups again. God, I hate the hiccups. Yeah, I still have them. Yeah? Does that answer your question? Okay. Hiccups. You got a lighter, Andy?
Do I have a lighter?
Oh my gosh.
What?
I didn't realize you had 3 of them. Just to be on the safe side, here you can have your lighter back. And just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna pull some of that back. That's not gonna be perfect in there. So that's about where I want it. Alright, so what I'm doing is, even though I got this cap on here to protect the wires, I'm going to tape it a little bit to give it a little more thickness and protect the wires so they're not going to get cut by the edges of the metal. See? And it fits snug. There's a table. There's a table behind you. You guys just missed it. He just hit the table. Oh, that was comical. And yes, I know some of you are going to say, oh, you should solder that. Yeah, you know what? I'd have to start the generator and then I wouldn't be able to film with that. So we'll start with this one. I seen Elvis singing Blue Suede Shoes. And I'm a horrible singer.
So he turns away from the camera when I'm trying to film what he's doing.
Well, I'm sorry. All I'm doing is crimping the part. That's all I'm doing. Is just crimping this to make sure it gets crimped good. Dancing on the water. Oop, missed it. Okay, so I got them both crimped. Number one pump is down. I gotta put the case back on, which is no big deal. Got the wires back on it. Put the case back together. Put that back in the sliding hole that they would come out of. Okay. Bad pump. Bad pump. I'm spanking it. Bad pump. You're gonna beat you. All right, y'all. That's it. I hope you get the gist of it. I had to move stuff around to get it to work, and I had to put that last little bit in there for Chunky trying to tape his mom. That was hilarious. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be kind to one another, love one another, and live life to the fullest, because tomorrow's not promised. God bless each and every one of you, and I love you to death, and you guys have a great night. And Chunky is saying goodbye. Say it louder.
Bye.
So y'all have a great night. Make sure it is a pudding-tastic night. Take care, y'all. All right, y'all. I want to throw this in here. I had a request on this. A guy was wanting to know what my everyday knives were that I used. And so I'm just going to throw this in here. It's not going to take too long to do this, and I hope this is what you were wanting. This is my everyday go-to knife. It is made by Husky, and it is just a regular bladed knife. I love this thing. I've had this thing for quite a while now. This is my go-to every day, and all I have to do is switch blades. Now, this is not the only knife I use, but this Husky is like the number one that I use all the time. I have a second knife that I use, and I use this probably 2 or 3 times a week. This is my Copenhagen knife. It's an NRA knife. I got this a while back, and all I do is cut my cans open with it. That's all I do with it. I keep this on my desk at all times, and the Husky I keep on me all the times too. So those are the only 2 knives. I have a couple other knives. I have a survival knife that I keep with my bug out bag. Actually, I think I have 2 of them on there, plus a couple extra pocket knives in case I need something smaller. I'm gonna have to cut this short. I just got a message from one of my friends, and I think she needs some decals made. So anyway, so these are the knives. I hope this answers your question, but this is my daily knife that I use on a daily basis. Like I said, I have a couple other ones. They're older ones. I don't really use them that much, but the Husky one, this is the one I go to, and this is the one I use the most. I never have to change knives. I just have to change blades out every now and then, and I just bought a bunch of new blades. If you watch the video, this video I just made, I think, has it in there, where I just bought new blades for these. I had been using a dull blade for probably 3 or 4 months, and I finally got new blades for them. So I hope that answers your question. But like I said, this is the daily user, and this one right here I use for opening my snuff. So these are my daily 2 knives that I use on a daily basis. So like I said, I do have a couple ones in my bug out bag, but they stay in my bug out bag. So anyway, I hope that answered your question. Y'all be safe. Be kind to one another, love one another, live life to the fullest, because tomorrow's not promised. God bless each and every one of you. I love you, and thank you for joining me in another video. Y'all have a great day. Make sure it's a pudding-tastic day. God bless.
So put your drinks up for the weekend, 'cause them work days sure been creeping. What's up? Is anybody gonna get tore up?